Have you ever had a project blow up in your face? Well, I have. And I can tell you about 5 things to watch for, how to fix them, and keep you from making the mistakes I've made in the past. Next on ProjectSkillsMentor.com. Well, hi, I'm Liz, the Project Skills Mentor. And you know, one of the most important things about 35 years of learning about projects is learning when you did something not so great. More importantly, I want to talk about why they were important, what went wrong, and how to fix it. So let's talk about these 5 things. The first one is stakeholders. The next one is contracts. Now, this is a tricky one because some people may believe that contracts only apply to vendor-client relationships, and that's true, but there's more to it, and I'll get into that. The next one is the solution itself. Number 4 is skills, and number 5 is distractions. It's project focus. Let's get into why they were important, what can go wrong, and how to fix it. So, first things first, stakeholders. Well, I think we can all agree why it's important. Your stakeholders can stop your project, defund you, or derail your project through political backtalk. These are all critical things. And you know, your stakeholders have a stake in the game. That's why they're stakeholders. So keep them informed. Use dashboards and other information to inform them consistently, and also look for feedback from them. Make sure open lines of communication are kept at all times so that you're keeping a finger on the pulse of what's being said about the project within the organization. Next, how can you fix it if it goes wrong? Have regular meetings, straight talk. We're in misalignment, let's get back on the same page, but also hold your ground. You don't want to just say yes for peace. And if you need someone else to help, need a technical person to come in and work through the solution with the stakeholders, do that. If the stakeholders are users, make sure they're part of the testing program. Draw them in, don't push them away. This is what's going to help fix that problem. Okay, next. I told you I'd talk about it in a second. Contracts. Now, I was often an outside contractor delivering services to a company. How contracts are important because the contract must align with the roles and responsibilities, the scope, and the pricing for the project, as well as what happens when things go wrong, when there are disagreements, how are escalations handled, how are disputes managed. All of this is really key to contracts. And if you're an inside person working for an inside project, your project charter might be your contract. But you might also have an external you're working with, so make sure you've got contract management there. And if you want to know more about contracts, I've got a whole blog on it. I'll put the link below. But how can it go wrong? In a myriad of ways. Anywhere the expectations are not set up correctly, or more to the point, not set up at all, projects can go very much awry. And that has a direct knock-on effect to pricing and a direct knock-on effect to governance. If you aren't directly involved in the initial contract and you see an issue, talk to your client about addressing it in a governance model, or talk to your client about adding it as an addendum for the next round of work that's going to be done. A fair contract is important for both parties, and your client has a vested interest in making sure that that's the case. So let's talk about solution. If you have a great project doing all the right things, but your solution's wrong, your outcome will be wrong too. The worst thing that can happen is all the right work, wrong outcome, wrong solution based on the wrong assumptions, misunderstanding, misalignment, or poorly scoped work is a huge issue on projects. Not getting users involved, not taking the time to actually spec your why and your what. So often projects get right into the how. They forget to focus on these first 2 fundaments. So take your time. And if for some reason something should go wrong, stop and check. If you need to go back and do a design thinking workshop or some other kind of solution assessment, do that. If you need to have technical people come in and assess, is this a viable product or project given the solutioning around it, do that. The next one is skills, and it kind of relates to solution. If you have the wrong skills, you're probably not going to be able to find out when you have the wrong solution until you're already further down things. So getting the right team with the right skills, making sure they're trained on anything that's new, and also making sure that your team feels empowered to say something if they are either overwhelmed, underskilled, or unable to complete work on time. So getting the right skills, very important, and that's partly a cultural issue. What can go wrong? all of the above. You don't have the right skills, you don't have the right people, you don't have enough of the right people, or they don't complement each other in the right ways. A lot of this can be solved through training, but some of it has to be solved through the project manager's understanding of the project, talking with their leads, technical, functional, etc., and making sure all of the right people are on board before the work begins. And if you're scaling up work over time, make sure those people are onboarded early enough to actually understand the project before they have to get stuck in and actually deliver something. Okay, last point, focus. Noise is one of the worst enemies of a project. The fact is, there are so many distractions. Sometimes people start working on the wrong thing. The roadmap, a visible picture of the roadmap, is a great way to keep people's eye on the prize. Don't just have a project plan tucked away. Don't just have the product, filed away, and put it on the walls. Help people see, what are we doing today? Why are we doing it? How are we doing it? And what is the outcome? That kind of focus can break through a whole lot of noise, and there will be noise on every project. So when it happens, hold a team meeting, have a training exercise, create a communication channel that works for the team. But keeping your eye on the prize is a big part of what project managers do. And if the distraction is a person or a team, address it very quickly, because that kind of distraction will eat away at the confidence and the culture of a project. Especially when you want to have high performance, you need to call it out. You need to sort it out. If you'd like more information, you can look at the blog about the 5 project blow-ups I've had. And there's also the 9 Essentials for a Project Manager, which includes a downloadable bundle. And there you can see all of my key documents to run a project and make sure it stays on track. I hope you found this information helpful. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Thanks everybody. Hope to see you next time on ProjectSkillsMentor.com. Bye-bye.